Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is another not top 10, it's a top 15, because we couldn't cram all these games into a top 10, so this is the top 15 sci-fi slash space games, right? So we'll be back after this. Board games 4K. Okay, this is the top 15 space games that we've played. We haven't played all the space games out there, so this is the ones that we played over the years, all that we own in the vast library that you see behind me. So number 15 on this list is a game by Vlada Chvátil, and it's Galaxy Trucker. And there's two parts to this game. You've got the first half where you're grabbing tiles from the centre of the table, trying to add lasers and engines to your spaceship, and the second part of the game sees you sending your dilapidated old space crate out into the galaxy to encounter all these events that are going to happen, and eventually your ship's going to get destroyed. And part of the fun of this one is that it's sort of a timed game, so that you're rushing around trying to grab all these parts and arrange them in your ship, and there's various restrictions that you can do and you can't do. And then part of the fun is watching your mates' ships just fall apart as they try and traverse the problems that await them in the galaxy. So yeah, number 14 is Galaxy Trucker. Number 15 is Galaxy Trucker. So number 14 is a miniatures game. It's a bit rare for us because we don't usually enjoy miniatures games. But yeah, this one's Star Wars XWing, the miniatures game. This is the first edition. We don't like the second edition because it just seemed like a bit of a cash cow. But with this one, you've got model spaceships from the Star Wars universe, and you've got a 3x3 map, or maybe a bit bigger if you want bigger battles, but you're running around this map, blowing the crap out of each other, and yeah, it's the last man standing. So usually it's rebels versus the Imperial army, and each ship has got different abilities and a different pilot, and they move at different paces, and they've got different maneuverabilities, and it's an absolutely fantastic game. Probably pick it up quite cheap these days because obviously the first edition is now defunct, but it's probably the best edition. Yeah, that's number 14, a Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game. So number 13 is a bit of it went under the radar a little bit, this one. It's called Quantum, and with this one you've got dice as your spaceships, and you're going, the galaxy is like a series of tiles depending on how many players there are, and you'll be taking different actions, moving these dice around these tiles, trying to blow up the other ships. And yeah, it's a bit abstract, but it's a very simple game. The rule book's tiny, and yeah, it's one of those sort of games that sort of flew under the radar a little bit, yeah, a few years ago. But yeah, the quality of the components are fantastic. Big chunky dice, really thick tiles, and yeah, it's Quantum, number 13. Number 12 on this list is a dexterity game called Space Cadets. And with this one, it's a series of mini games. So everyone's assigned a different role in the ship's crew, and you've got a different series of mini games that sort of loosely correspond to the actions that you may take sort of in, say, reality. But this is sort of completely, it's obviously science fiction, right? So yeah, you've got these different mini games that allow you to sort of, I don't know, you might be the gunner, you might be the captain, you might be the engineer or whatever, and dependent on how well you do in these mini games, that's how well you can do performing actions. And it's fantastic. There's a spin-off of this one called Space Cadets Dice Duel, and they've both got expansions, and it's a bit difficult to teach because it's asymmetrical sort of rules for each role, but once you get it down, you can have a really good evening where everyone dresses up. Well, we don't dress up because we're not that sad, but you could dress up as sort of, I don't know, crew of like Starship Enterprise if you're a bit of a Star Trek geek, which I'm not. But yeah, that's number 12, Space Cadets. So number 11 is another Vlada Chvátil game, and this one is called Spaceler, and this one is a sort of again, it's a two-part game. So you've got your spaceship. This comes with a CD. Remember CDs, millennials? You know, these little discs that you put in and actually play stuff. No. But yeah, you've got a CD soundtrack that tells you which threats are coming and where they're coming from, and you're going to use these cards to program the movements of your crew and whether they're going to do repairs or fire guns or whatever. And in the second half of the game, you will go back to what you've programmed, and then you resolve in a certain strict order the cards that you've played. And it's hilarious. It's absolutely fantastic game, and yeah, you can have a real good laugh laughing at your mistakes, sort of like Galaxy Trucker, you know, so you all have a good laugh. It's a cooperative game. Number 11, Space Alert. So number 10 on this list is a sort of sequel to a very popular card game that was very heavily icon based. One of the problems of Race for the Galaxy was that it was very heavily icon based, and this one removes the reliance on icons kind of, and it transfers it into the sort of random dice rolling aspect. And one of the things about both of these games, Race for the Galaxy and Roll for the Galaxy, is that you will select an action and everyone will take the actions that everyone selected. So you got to think, well, is my opponent going to choose the same action as me, or do I choose another action I don't necessarily want to do, hoping that they're going to do the same thing? So yeah, Roll for the Galaxy takes the core original game of Race for the Galaxy, expands on it, condenses it down into something that's a bit more manageable, and it plays in half an hour, and it's a tile based game with dice, and it's a little bit counterintuitive to learn, but once you get it into your head, it's a fantastic game. It's Roll for the Galaxy. That's on number 10. So number 9 on this list is a Bruno Cathala game called Mission Red Planet, and in this one you've got a map of Mars, and you've got a hand of cards with different characters on, numbered from 1 to 10, and you'll be playing these in front of you, and then you'll resolve them from 10 to 1 like a countdown. And these characters give you different actions, like you can load up a ship with people, or you can blast off, or you can do various other things that you want to do. And yeah, it takes about an hour to play, and it's a little bit of a pain in the neck, the length. It's sort of a double-edged sword, because you think just as you'll start getting a swing of it, the game's over, but then it's so short you can play it again. But yeah, that's number 9 on this list. That is Mission Red Planet by Bruno Cathala. Oh, not worthy. Number 8 on this list is sort of a newish game. It's Terraforming Mars, and this one is a card. You've got a bit of card drafting, and you'll be playing cards into your tableau in front of you, and you each represent a corporation, and you'll be terraforming Mars, right? You'll be building cities on Mars. You'll be changing the landscape, putting lakes on Mars, and you've got these objectives and these achievements that you've got to get. And at the end of the game, whoever's got the most victory points wins. But the fact there's so many cards. There's like a big massive chunk of cards in this one, and you never know what you're going to get. All the games are different. Loads of expansions. You've got the Colonies expansion, you've got Venus expansion, you've got the Hellas maps, and it keeps growing. There's another expansion coming, and Terraforming Mars for a nice Euro style strategy game. It's a great sci-fi game. So number 8. Number 7 is a sort of sandbox game. I don't like the term sandbox, but it's a sandbox game. You can do whatever you want. There's no sort of strict rules. As long as you get to a certain amount of victory points, you win the game. And that is Sire Legends of a Drift system with the Essential expansion. And in this one, you are just taking the role of usually a trader, or you could be a pirate, or you could be like a sort of a police officer type character. And you're going around this modular board that evolves as the game progresses, and you'll be taking resources, delivering resources. You'll be chasing after the bad guys, chasing after the good guys, and you've got events that happen and all sorts of stuff. Who knows what could happen? There's loads of different actions, and it's a bit random because you might be rolling d20s a lot and hoping that you get the right result. But yeah, so Legends of a Drift system is an expansive game, and we love it, and it's our number 7. So number 6 on this list is Vladimir Sushi's, I think it's Pulsar 2849 or 2049, 2849, and this is a dice-based Euro game with a sort of some people say it's a Tacton space theme, but I don't care. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a brilliant game. You roll these dice and you arrange them in a certain order, and then you choose which dice you want, and then dependent on how many pips on that dice, that's how many actions you can, the strength of the action you can take. And you might be traversing around the galaxy on the map that's in front of you. You might be choosing to develop technologies, or you might be there's every single action. There's a plethora of actions in this one, and every action you have that's available to you is absolutely fantastic. And some people complain that the aesthetic of the game is a bit bland, that the colours are a bit muted, but I actually think it sort of fits the style of the game, and that's got that sort of space theme, you know, that space aesthetic. And that's Vladimir Sushi's Pulsar 2849. That's our number 6. So number 5 on this list is Exodus, Proxima, Centauri with the Essential expansion, not the 3rd expansion because we haven't got that because that was Kickstarter only. But yeah, this one is sort of a, it's like a, some people describe it as Twilight Imperium light, but it's a completely different game. But I can see where they get that from. So you've got this modular board that gets sent, a hex-based board that gets arranged randomly, and each one of the planets has got a certain amount of resources attached to it, represented by pips on a die, and you'll be going around there taking resources off planets, making sure that your fleet is expanded. You've got this wonderful tech tree system where you can upgrade your technologies, and yeah, with the expansion that adds different races and different aliens that you can play. It's an essential game if you're a sci-fi fan, and that's Exodus, Proxima, Centauri. So number 4 on this list is a game that sadly and tragically out of print. It's Forbidden Stars, and you can't get it anymore because Games Workshop and Fantasy Flight had a bit of a bust up in a pub. And yeah, this one is again, it's a modular board with square tiles. Depending on how many players you're playing with, that's how big the board is. And you, everyone's got these different objectives they've got to complete, and you'll be flying around the map trying to take control of planets. And you've got this wonderful combat system that uses dice and cards, and you'll be selecting actions, placing them in different places, and then you'll end up with a stack of tiles, and then you'll resolve them from top to bottom. And yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic game. It's got that wonderful Warhammer 40,000 theme that is which was the problem. That's the reason why it's out of print now, because Games Workshop took that away. But yeah, if you could find it, you might have to pay a couple of £100 for this one because it's really sought after. But if you can find it, it's a must-have for sci-fi freaks out there, and it's Forbidden Stars. Number 3 on this list is the venerable Cosmic Encounter. Yeah, everyone knows what this is. I'm not even going to bother talking about it. Well, maybe I will. But yeah, you take an alien race with a game-changing ability, and your objective is to colonize 5 of your opponent's planets, and you do that by revealing a card from the Destiny deck that will tell you which of your opponents you're going to have a fight with, and then you'll invite the other players to come and join you, and then the defender will invite everyone else to come and join them, and then you'll play a card from your hand. Something will happen, somebody will win, somebody will settle, you resolve all the stuff, and then there's a winner when you get five ships on enemy planets. And everyone knows what this is. It's an absolutely classic game. It's got millions and millions of expansions. There's billions of aliens available. And if you don't know what this is, then you need to leave and get out of my house right now. So number 2 on this list, the reason it's number 2 is because sadly my wife will not play this game. It's not that she don't like it, it just takes too long. It's Twilight Imperium 3 or 4. It doesn't matter which version you enjoy the most, they're both brilliant. And yeah, sadly my wife won't play this because it takes too long. It's an all-dayer. But what you're doing, you've got these massive bunches of alien races that all got different abilities, and you are going out into the universe, expanding your fleet, trying to take over these planets that give you resources and political influence. And the wonderful thing about this game is that the victory conditions are revealed round by round, so they're not all available. You don't know what the victory conditions are going to be, so you have to wait. You could either play the short game where you complete these victory conditions as they're revealed, or you can play the long game where you wait, bide your time, build up, and then bang bang bang, you can knock out these victory point conditions in quick succession. And the problem is this game takes all day to play, which I like personally, but a lot of people don't like it. They can't get it to the table. We can't get it to the table that often, but with 6 players it's absolutely phenomenal. It is a space opera in a box. And yeah, Twilight Imperium is a must-have. You have to get this game if you like science fiction board games. So number one on this list is Eclipse, A New Dawn for the Galaxy. And the reason this is number 1 is because you can play it in an evening. You don't need all day to play it. There's a multitude of expansions, and it's got these things that we like. It's like a Euro sort of style economic sort of thing. So everyone takes an alien race or a human race, and you'll be trying to amass money which gives you a certain amount of actions that you can perform each round. But the more action you perform, the more money you will need at the end of the round. And you might build ships. You've got these technology tiles. You want to take over these guardian alien races. And what happens with this one is that there's this sort of very slow build-up, methodical build-up. Nobody wants to take a chance and wreck their plans, and then come the sort of towards the end of the game, there's this bang, it just comes to life. Everyone's having a big old scrap trying to get these victory points before the end of the 9th round, and it's absolutely a phenomenal game. You can play this in 3 hours, maybe a bit longer if you throw in the expansions, but yeah, you get Shadows of the Rift expansion and the ship pack, and there's a couple of others, and yeah, it's a wonderful game. We're not going to buy the 2nd edition. They just said they're going to have a 2nd edition, and we're not going to buy it because this is a complete game. It's a complete. There's nothing more to say about this one. It's complete as it is. It's probably as good as you're going to get if you like that Euro and that Ameritrash, and it comes together in a perfect complete package. So that's yeah, Eclipse, New Dawn for the Galaxy. I think that's right. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of these top 15, top 10 things, if you want to see reviews, if you want to see playthroughs of games, then please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.